Yay! We're making a video. Hello, world. I am Desiree Baby Music. I'm here with my friend Atreyu Cardwell.
Yes, little brother.
Is that how you go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's how he goes by. My little brother, Atreyu Cardwell.
Yes.
I just kind of wanted to get together and share, I don't know, talk a little bit about how being artists and as artists, our lives have changed a lot from the beginning to where we are now. And just kind of taking that pause to talk about those life lessons a little bit. Why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Okay.
Who are you?
Who am I? A bond servant. That's number one. A bond servant. A musician. More so, I would say musician, recording artist, but not musician because vocals and a musician. Honestly, we'll just leave it at bond servant. That's because that goes into other things, like everything just flows out of that, just being that. So yeah, I'll say that for sure.
Okay, sick. Okay. Yep, and I met Atreyu. Man, I want to say 3 years ago now, maybe 3.
20 was when Cab 2020.
It has to be
2020.
It has to be.
Yeah, 2020. It wasn't 2019. No, definitely 2020. It was probably like October 2020.
Something. Cause we were, we met at Bible study. So my husband Johnny, we would host Bible studies back in Riverside.
Yep.
And Trey would pull through from River Valley, and we'd hang out, and we just got to know each other and found out he's a musician, and kind of got to connect on that level as well. And so it's just been kind of cool. So I don't know, wanted to kind of continue that conversation just as we're learning about each other as musicians, and just there's a lot of things that I wish I had learned earlier on, or even just things that I wish there were videos I could have watched earlier on about stuff like this. And so it's kind of why I wanted to ask you some questions. So I guess we'll hop into it. So how are you different now if you think back to like when you first got started kind of pursuing being an artist, writing music, anything like that, kind of just where your roots were? So how are you different now than when you first got started?
How am I different now than when I first got started? Definitely more serious about it. As far as like a business, I remember before, I remember taking piano lessons as a kid, like as a little kid, but I wasn't that good. Then I had the guitar, but I wasn't that good. So then I was 16 and I wanted to make beats. That's how I started. I started off making beats. But I always was writing songs as a kid. That's kind of funny. But I never really, that wasn't my thing. So I saw my friend Troy. One of my friends, his name's Troy, he was making beats and he would post them making beats. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever that I started. But then it turned into me recording on them and stuff like that and doing little silly stuff. But I'll say that the question was the biggest difference from then now.
Yeah, so that's where you were. So I guess where are you now? Like what is music like for you now then? Music,
I've been through a lot recently to where music is more so like a ministry thing where I want to talk about what I believe in and talk about my life and my experiences and what I've seen, but also glorify God with it. And that's what I'll say was the biggest thing, because I wasn't doing that before at all. And I always wanted to do Christian music, but I always thought I'll do that later. I'll make music people want to hear. And then once I have an audience built, I'll then go start making this music. But now it's okay, just delete all this, go to this. So now it's more so my purpose for it is probably the biggest difference, because I definitely had to remove myself from the music. More so what do I want? What do I? doing things for the wrong reasons. So I'll say that's the biggest thing, the biggest difference between me and then it was like my why. My why. Because, you know, sometimes, oh, you could do this, you could probably get more girls doing this, or more people interested in you doing this, or it'll be maybe money or something, or just stuff like that. Just the biggest, the why was the difference. The biggest difference, my why.
Yeah, I remember you would talk about it a lot, like just like during Bible study and stuff, like how literally you went off and you had all this library music that you heard before, and then you just straight up just hit delete on all of it, and you would talk about sometimes how like it was, I don't know, to some degree, as you were still trying to find that new why, it almost was like kind of a setback for a while. Like you didn't even want to like touch music anymore. It was like
I was sad.
Yeah,
I was sad. That part, it was like, I don't know how you like prep to like try to be a better songwriter, but I would analyze songs. So it's like, okay, don't listen to secular music anymore. Don't do this anymore. And it's like, okay, how am I supposed to get better? Like, what am I comparing myself to? What? It's kind of like, telling a basketball player not to go watch anybody else work out or not watch the drills other people do. It's like, okay, what am I supposed to do?
Who am I gonna learn from?
Yeah, like who am I gonna
even just from? Musically speaking, like, you know.
Because I would read books about it and they'd be like, oh, analyze everything. Analyze from like cadences to how people write, the melodies people do, the beats, being able to hear every instrument in the beat, sing. So then you take that away, and it's like, I was at a point where it was like, God, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do because my way of getting better is the cord has been pulled.
So what did you do? Like, how did you move forward eventually?
This was a year ago. Wow, actually. I was in a place where I knew I could make music or like certain songs, but then it kind of felt like I was re-recording the same song over and over and over and over. Definitely failing. Failing was the biggest thing. Like failing over and over again got me a little bit better. I'm not where I want to be yet though, but failing. Because I feel like a lot of people have a fear of failure when it comes to music, which I still do. I'm trying to get out of it, but definitely failing. I want to fail better. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because have you ever recorded some music in front of people and then you just like, I wish I was in my room and.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Because you don't want to fail in front of anybody.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done a few different recordings like in front of people. And in fact, there was one where I was in college and they decided to pick they picked one of the songs I had solo on for the album for that year. And I remember I was so nervous about recording. And it was like something I had been singing all year long, you know.
But you had to record in front of
people. Now I had to record in front of the tech, in front of my director, and I was just, and it's like silent room, just you with your headphones on, and just like, this is such a different energy than sing live. I'm like, oh my gosh, if anything goes wrong, we all know. Like, we're all gonna know.
We're all watching.
Yeah, and so I still have to like, just make sure I do my prep at least, and then just kind of, there's like, I don't know. There's a point where it's like you just gotta go on. It's like it's go time. This is it. Go. But I do prefer being in my closet.
In your closet? No, for sure. I feel free when I'm at the house by myself, just recording. If I feel like if I was recording in front of somebody, I want it to be like impressive. Does that make sense? But then when it's not impressive, it's like, I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Like,
can we try again tomorrow?
Yes. It'd be terrible.
I really like the recording process personally because it's kind of, I guess, like we kind of segue. So I'll try to answer a little bit.
Yes.
So how I got started with, or I guess where I was with music before, is basically same thing. Like I was always writing stuff as like a little kid. I would write stories actually. I would write little books as a kid, and you know, make my little drawings and stuff. And I always thought that I was gonna grow up and be an author. Is kind of what I was thinking. And then I started kind of like I would just sing to myself all the time. I was always making up little ditties while I was cleaning and whatever. So I was making up little songs, and so I finally started kind of writing those down. I had a teacher that really encouraged me to start writing, and so kind of in high school, that's when I got GarageBand for the first time, and I was like, what?
High school? What year?
I was like, when did I start high school? Let's see. I started when I was 14, so, and I am 3 years older than the year, so 2011?
That's when high school started?
Yes, 2011 is when I started high school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's when I first got GarageBand because our school had laptops, and so we got all.
So you had MacBooks.
Stuff.
Oh, y'all had bread. Y'all had bread. Nah, we got them little Google Chrome.
No.
Nah.
I think my brothers got Google Chrome after me.
I'm irritated.
But when I got in, they were giving. I mean, we
MacBooks.
had the bricks though. We had those big old brick white. They were the big old white heavy things.
Oh, the desktop.
No, they weren't desktop, but they were still laptops, but they were just really thick back in the day. The big old thick blocks, you know.
Yeah.
But it had, you know, Comic Life and all this stuff, and it had GarageBand on there, and I was like, no way. And so I started kind of like learning how to record stuff on my own, and that's when I really started like recording my songs and stuff like that. And it was just kind of like just something fun I was doing in my room. And then like I think where I'm at now is also kind of similar to what you were saying. Like now it's something a little more serious that I'm like actually trying to pursue. Because there were even times in high school where I just like stopped.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't doing it anymore. I just wasn't writing anymore. And I think something that scared me about potentially doing music professionally was either that I'm just not good enough, or I was afraid I would lose ideas to like write. I would like I wouldn't have anything else to write about. Like, what if I run out of ideas? And that was like my biggest fear. I was like, what if I can't?
No, that's a real thing.
What if I lose all my ideas by the time I grow up?
That's a real thing.
And so I went to college for music composition and stuff. And so I don't know, there was a point where I just decided that that was a fear I wanted to face, and that, you know, like if this is something that God really has for me, there's gonna be plenty to write about. Like, it's gonna be fine. Like, don't worry about it. Oh yeah. And that was something even our teachers would tell us. It's like, yeah, like the more, he would suggest, like, you know, even the more things you do outside of music are actually going to inspire you. Like, the more books you read, the more times you go out and just have a freaking walk and touch grass. Like, just go outside. Like, the more times you can do that and, like, I don't know, go hiking or go hang out with friends, like, you're going to find inspiration in the world that you're in. And so that was kind of cool. So I didn't feel like I had to be so afraid of it anymore. But, yeah, now definitely just being more serious about it and wanting to do this professionally and stuff. And I think part of my motivation has changed too. When I was younger, I feel like I had a really big, not even from anybody else, but kind of on myself, of like this pressure to prove that I was good enough all the time, whether it be to other people or even just to myself. And like part of my struggle too, I think, is being mixed and like feeling like, well, I'm not black enough when I sing, or I'm still not white enough when I sing,
I get you.
And kind of being in this place of like, what does good sound like? And so I kept kind of chasing after this, what does good sound like? Because I want to prove, no, I can sing, I am a good singer. And I think after time, like, especially now after some things I went through recently too, I'm like, at this point, I'm like, you know what, like, there's no version of good that I have to go chase after. I can just do what God made me to do. I can be who God made me to be. And that's it. Like,
you had that underdog spirit,
yeah,
or mentality. Like, okay, I gotta prove people wrong. Yeah. And then God took that away and was like, no, just take the lid off, be yourself.
Yeah, basically.
Took the lid off.
I know, and it seems like such a silly and simple thing. Like, I know, like, people would say, oh, like, it's such a... Well, actually, when I was a kid, I always thought that was the stupidest thing, when people were, like, had to, like, find out who they were or things like that. I'm like, that's so stupid. I'm like, how do you not know who you are? Like, come on now. And then here I am. I go on this this journey of actually many years of actually that was kind of an important question, because it was attached to my why. Mm-hmm. It was attached to purpose. It's attached to how, I go about serving and being that bond servant. How do I do this, Lord? Like, what did you give me to do? And so anyway, yeah, kind of really discovering a little bit more of that and the freedom of it. Like, I'm free in God. I'm free in God to be who he made me to be, to look the way that I look, to sing the way that I sing, to write the way that I write. Of course, I try my best. I give my best. But, like, I don't have to try to be like anything or anybody else. Mm-hmm. And that's so much less pressure.
Yes. Yes.
It gives you the space to, like, take things slow, to, like, let things build organically. Like, I don't have to, like, I don't need this tomorrow. I don't need to look like this tomorrow. It's like, you know what? Like, let's just trust God, do what we're doing, and let it build. Let it grow on its own. Like, it's going to be okay. So anyway.
A lot of the drive that I had from music at that time, mm-hmm. and I think you might relate to this too, or no, definitely was the competition. Mm-hmm. Like from that trying to prove people wrong, you're like, okay, I want to be the best. Mm-hmm. It's not, now it's like I want to be the best for what God has for me, like the best mm-hmm. version of myself. Mm-hmm. But then it was more so like, I want to be better. You. And
everyone.
Yeah. And that's kind of, yeah, no, for sure. And
that comes with its own pressures. Like, that is so much stress.
Yeah, but I feel like at that time, that's what made it exciting.
That race.
Yeah, like, the competition with people you record with or friends and stuff. Mm-hmm. Or just like the compliments. Mm. And then God takes it all away. Like, God literally took it all away. Like, don't let anybody praise you. Okay, you should worry about praise that comes from God mm-hmm. instead of man. So it's like, okay, God, like,
right,
I'll do this for you now. And I can't.
It's not feeding this little monster inside. Yeah.
Like what I want myself to be, or what mm-hmm. I think I should be, or what other people want me to be, or right. stuff like that. So no, I definitely agree with you for sure.
Dude, no, absolutely. Like, I totally relate to that. Like, one thing for sure was my grandma, always growing up, like, she was always like, oh, you should go on American Idol. That's what mm-hmm. she's like, oh, you should go sing on American Idol. I bet you'd be amazing. You'd be amazing. Blah, blah, blah. Like, she just always was like kind of going on about that. And so, like, there was one part of me where I'm like, absolutely not. Like, there's 3-year-olds that can sing better than me. That's always kind of what I would tell her. But there was also this little part of me that was like, but if I get really, really good, mm-hmm. like, before I'm an adult, at least, I could still be really impressive. Like, I could mm-hmm. show up at 12 or at 16, people were like, wow, you're so impressive. And, like, so there was this part of me too that, like, kind of wanted to, like, be the best. And, like, mm-hmm. I really wanted to, like, no, I'm, like, trust me, I'm amazing, Mm-hmm. And it was like, I think the way God kind of stripped it out for me, and it was painful, but it was like, first of all, I went to college. Mm-hmm. First of all, I went to college and was like, oh yeah, there's a lot of people that are really, really good. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people in this world that are very, very good. Like, I need to just, like, mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. And it kind of, I think, as much as it was kind of a reality check, I also kind of learned about, like, there is good in many different versions. Like, being good doesn't look one way. So mm-hmm. it's like we all had a lot of talent together, and there was this kind of cool thing of, like, working together. Like, mm-hmm. I don't know, it kind of created this community of people that were all trying to be really good. Mm-hmm. And so, but it wasn't about, like, I'm gonna tear you down and I'm gonna embarrass you and I'm gonna be better than you and I want the solo, because, like, I mean, I didn't experience too much of that. I'm sure that happens, and maybe it happened, but I just didn't see too much of it. But, like, at least with the people I was hanging out with, like Steven, like, mm-hmm. we weren't about that. Like, we were not about, like, tearing each other down. So it kind of became this cool community of, like, no, we're all striving to be really good. Mm-hmm. Whether I'm better than you, like, we're gonna just leave that trash to the side. Like, let's just work together and make something really cool. Mm-hmm. Let's encourage each other. Like, of course we have room to grow. And so, like, I think now I really strive to keep my mind there, because it's so easy to keep slipping into that other, like, oh, well, she's so good, I should just give up, or, like, I'm better than her, or, they ain't got nothing on me, instead of just being like, you know what, hey, you're doing really great, man. Mm-hmm. Like, let's encourage, let's bolster each other, let's work together. Like, mm-hmm. I don't know, it makes it more, I think that helps music stay fun and stay cool.
Yes. One thing I would get mad at is, like, I'll look at somebody and I was watching a video about somebody's Gilbert Arenas talking about this, but like in a basketball term, where he was like, "Yo, He said pretty much he went drafted in the second round, and he was like, "I'm better than people, but I'm watching people play and I'm not playing." He was like, "I sat 40 games on the bench every game, and I'm watching people I'm better than beating every day in practice play." He was like, I'm watching sorry people play, and I'm beating them every day in practice." So then I'm like, okay, I know. I look at people and I'm like, you have that moment. You have a moment. You're having a moment. You're having a look. But if I had that attention or something like that, and I just don't like thinking like that anymore. Like that, I don't want to call it jealousy, but it's more so like a, what would I do if I was in that predicament? And then I see other people say like, "Oh, I'm nice." Like that I know I'm at a level that it should be respected. But then maybe somebody else that might not be as good as you, but they get elevated. And that's why I like collaborating now. It's more so like the ego's gone, and then it's help. It's more help because the competition is gone for me. Like I don't have that. I don't get that joy of being competitive with music anymore. So it's more so like, what can we build together that's awesome, that glorifies God and just is fine, is amazing.
Because we've all been given something of really great value, and whether or not someone's talent or their skill or whatever is more or less than you, like, everybody can still play their part. You know, everybody can still come in, and whether that's just in the relationship that you guys have together, or if it is actually in a project or whatever it is, like, we all can add something of value. And it's like totally, and like that's one way that I try to keep my mind in that, just keep it out of that competition, because it's like, well, you know, maybe I am doing a project with a friend and maybe they pick, you know, the other girl to do this other thing, and you know, instead of me. It's like getting all butt hurt, like I could. And why didn't you pick me? Aren't I good enough? Now we're not having fun anymore. Like, first of all, now you're sad. Yeah. Now look at yourself. Yeah. Now you're sad. Now, you know, whatever. But, or you could just, like, there was a quote that said, the leader is really the leader is really the person that starts the applause. And so it's taking that moment to encourage and to be like, you know what? Hey, congratulations, man. Look at you. Look what you're doing. This is good. You know, like, we all win. Like, when you're winning, we all win. It's not about who's on the top or who looks best. It's just like, and when you do that, you miss out on that cool opportunity of the relationship, because music, like, in everything, but like definitely in music, and when you're trying to move forward, like, relationships matter.
I was definitely going to say that. Even if everything falls out, nobody want to work. I don't want to work with somebody that's lame. Like, bro, I don't even like you. Right. So then it's like, now I don't want to work with you. Right, now I don't want to do anything with you. Cry baby. Yeah. But it's more like you said, like being encouraging. It's like at the end of the day, there is enough for all of us. Or what if the goal is to maximize our potential that God gave us. There's definitely room for all of us. Everybody. I mean, He wouldn't have put us all here with what we have if it wasn't that we had something to offer. Everybody has something to offer, and it's like your own unique spin. And there's people like in your circle of influence that you can reach better this way, and maybe somebody else can reach them this way. Or maybe they have a totally different circle of influence and they can reach those people that I couldn't reach. And it's like, it has to be about people in the end of the day. It has to be about people. Or else it is about trying to be the best, or trying to get that money, or just trying to get that image or whatever. And it's like, those things, I like how you said that, like, even if all that got stripped away, it's like, you're going to still have that why. You're going to still have that heart. You're still going to have that purpose that was given you by God, instead of... all that stuff is like, people come, friends come, friends go, money comes, money goes, jobs come, jobs go. People know your name one day, and the next day they don't know your name at all.
trends come, trends go, but like that purpose and that need and that calling to connect with people, and even greater to connect with people for the gospel, that doesn't go away. Like that's the treasure that nobody can steal from you. Is when it's all really kingdom, when it's all really for the Lord, when it's all for God. Those are those kinds of things that God, like that's stored up, like that's safe, that's treasure right there, you know. It's not really about all that other little stuff. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could honestly say that was my heart as a kid when I started kind of pursuing it. I think there was definitely a lot of selfishness that God had to like weed out.
For sure.
And of course, I mean, we're both still growing, and God's still teaching us every day. But anyway, well, where are you trying to go? Like, I don't know. What does tomorrow hold for Atreyu Cardwell? What are you looking for? What are you trying to do? Who are you trying to reach? What's going on with you? What are your goals, I guess?
I have I still want to do like big things. Like the goals are still the same. It was just the why that changed, and it was more so selfish. But now it's like, okay, I want to tell the whole world I love Jesus. I want to tell the whole world about him, and then more so, I definitely want to do some stuff in LA. Definitely home. I want to do a bunch of concerts, and I want to have a community. I want to build like a community of people that don't know God and knows God, and see what happens, what God wants to do. I definitely want to bring some pastors out and some people to preach and stuff, but I definitely want to build a community or some experiences, some utility that comes with the music, outside of the music. Like I could just sit in my room, make music all day, but then it's also like, okay, now go do a concert, bring people together, and then talk about God, talk about what I'm learning, talk about this stuff, and then make an impact. I want impact. That's what I want to do right now. Impact. It could be a numbers thing, but I think it's more so like a how many lives did I change? How many, or did I play a part in changing? Because God's gonna do that. But I want to do it in a specific region. I want to do it, Southern California, LA, IE, Orange County, San Diego. But that's where my mind is at. I want to build a base here and give them an experience of what God would want in like music or hip hop, and then teach them about Jesus. I might not be the one to teach them about Jesus. It might be somebody I bring on, or it could be me. But definitely want to build some experiences and godly environments and through music and concerts and stuff.
That's cool. I really love that.
What about you?
Very similar. I think even just with the little gigs I've done, it's kind of reinforced it. Just that the great value of live music, getting people together, connecting with people, getting to I don't know. It's like social media is cool, but it's like there is something so special about that live music experience, and that really real time getting to really impact people with the music you're bringing, either to bring them joy or to really touch them in a deep way, and then you guys get to talk after, and it's like just really cool. And so I also that's what I want to do. I want to also kind of create this place where I can share what God's teaching me in music, like through music, share about my experiences through music, and I want it to be a place where Christians and non-Christians alike it's a welcoming space for everyone to be there. And yeah, I want my life to be able to pour over in this place so that I can tell people about the way, about Jesus, about hope, about how I'm making it through, and where are you at, like. And I think that's what I want to do. I always kind of see myself playing music at the beach. I don't know why.
That's fire.
I always see myself out there doing that. And so I haven't figured out how to do that exactly, but I want to do concerts. Eventually, I'd like to put a band together. And not necessarily, I think, just strictly for my own music, but I'd like to put a band together where we're all coming in with writing ability. And just use that as like a ministry where we can travel around, and not necessarily as a worship band, but a band where, again, we're free to share what God's doing in our lives. They're good songs, they're clean songs. Some of them might even just be pointed, just sharing about Jesus and Christ. But we're opening up that opportunity for connection and conversation and telling people about the Lord, about our hope, because there are little things. There's very few. There's little else that really makes my heart want to sing or makes my heart want to dance like Jesus. He is my passion. He is my life. He saved my life. And it makes me want to dance, makes me want to sing, makes me want to write music. And whenever he reveals something and shows me something, I'm just excited to write about it, and hopefully that someone else gets to hear about it, So I don't know, that's my goal. That's what I'm hoping to see.
I'm all aboard with that beach thing.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, for sure. I went to school for a little bit in theater class. They were talking about like, you don't need this big room. Like, you could set up plays like wherever. Like, you can make a play at the park and stuff like that. And I thought that was so cool because in hip hop, there's this thing, this group called TDE. That's for like Kendrick. TDE? Yeah, you know Kendrick Lamar? He they go to like this projects in LA called the Nickerson Gardens, and they have shows there. I think it was like once every year, but they'll have like Rihanna come, and they'll have like all these people come, and I'm like, yo, like you got these people coming to the ghetto to perform, so it's like it's so beautiful. So now I'm thinking about like the stuff I learned, and I'm like, yo, like these people didn't need like a venue, they did something special. So you wanting to do something at the beach is like, okay. I see, that's different, and that's more so like, wow, like what can you do to make somebody talk about it? Like, it wasn't like, oh yeah, we went to this venue, she did some songs. It's like, no, we went to the beach, we was at the pier or whatever the case may be, and these people came out. Yeah, that'll be fire. It'd be sick. Yeah, no, for sure. If you think about it like that, that's the type of stuff, like the experience I'm talking about. Like, that's fire. That's cool, man. I didn't realize like how much like our visions were kind of similar in that way. Like, that's really cool. I'm like, I really get on board with that. That's really neat. Right. Well, I think we've unpacked a lot of good stuff today. Okay. I hope we can do this again. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be cool to get some other friends and on these kind of conversations too. It'd be really sick. For sure. Is there anything people can be looking out for on your end of stuff? Like, you got any projects going on? Doing an album. Okay. I'm 1 song away. So we're almost done. It'll be out. I don't want to say the name of the project yet. Okay. Not just because I don't. I don't want to be that weird person that doesn't want to say the name of their project. Okay. But it's coming. I'm 1 song away, and it's going to be out for everybody. So hopefully I can finish it within 30 days. Okay. It'll be out within probably 30 days? Yeah. Okay. I want it to be done. If I could make it done today, I would. I would have this done. I got a piano right here. Let's just get cracking. Every time I make a new song, a song will get taken out. Have you ever tried? You like made an album? It was like, okay, I made a new song, but this song is better than this one. Yeah, so I want to take this one out because this is You're like, dang it! I still need a new song. Yeah, song. That's funny. No, that's what I've been dealing with, or just like, cause I want 16 tracks. Okay. I made more than 16 songs. But this song gets taken out. This song gets taken out. I don't want this one anymore. Yeah. This was better than that one. So yeah, but album's coming. Okay. Hopefully God blesses the music. I believe God will bless the music and the stuff He's promised. So I'll say the experiences that we've been talking about, they're definitely going to come into fruition. A lot of people are going to know about Jesus Christ. Woo! The name of God is going to be uplifted, and that's the mission.
I love
at the
it.
end of the day. Yes.
That's awesome, man. For me, I was going to release an EP, but after a big event that I will be talking about soon, it's probably going to be a single release, actually. Okay. So that is going to be a single release called Blueberries, and I'm really hoping to get that done before the end of the year, if not right at the start of the year. So that's what you can expect from me soon. Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming they can just find you by your name.
Yes.
Atreyu.
Are you gonna edit this video?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So up there. I don't know.
All the handles. Yeah, all right. So the stuff in the description and all the things, all the cards.
Yes. Find
my little brother here.
Yes.
And then if you're here, then you're already on my channel. But you can find me TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Desert Baby Music. So yeah, man.
Yes.
Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you for inviting me.
See you guys later. Yeah.
That was awesome.
We made a video, Trey.